With WWF, Royal Rumble Data East is unveiling its first mid-size game design. We needed more space to contain this cage match of pinball mayhem. Oh yeah. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, I'm back in the ring, ready to wrestle this machine. Last night I actually did put on a coat of Novus. I don't know if you can tell or not, but yeah. Anyway, either way, the Playfield is looking beauty. Cleaned up the targets. Those ones didn't quite come as clean. But today I am going to probably address this pop bumper skirt. Clean and adjust all the pop bumper switches. Make sure everything's buttoned up and tightened down. And then I can start reassembling the Playfield. Ooh, I don't really like to do that unless I know all the switches are working, but I don't have my boards, so I can't actually do that very well. I mean, there are other ways to test switches with a multimeter on beep test, but I don't think I want to go through that trouble. So I will maybe just start assembling what I can comfortably without having tested things like slingshot plastics and whatever else. I'll figure it out. Lane guides. I'll do what I can, but before I cover up this switch, which is the one that the ball gets hung up on. Where is my ball? Wait, they're all in the trough. So let's... Oh, they're not released into that. Okay, let's just grab a ball here and see if the ball wants to get hung up on this switch. Look at that. That could happen, I can see. It's just a little bit of a jiggle to get it off there, but yeah. Okay, well, that's not overly concerning. But you can put a magnetic reed switch in there, like I mentioned Jeff Jones has done in the past on that very switch right there. Magnetic reed switch. No switch arm to contend with whatsoever. You just mount it under the Playfield, tie it into the existing circuit, and away you go. I don't know how much they are, but I think if the ball gets stuck there occasionally, I can live with that, especially if it's just a little nudge. And I'm going to be pitching up the machine a lot more when all is said and done. That's a very low pitch just so I can open my back box. It's tight, but I can. So that may not get stuck there. So that's not a great concern. Anyway, let's get to work here. I'll be back. Okay, I'm just working on this pop bumper. There's the old skirt. But I just remember Jeff Jones said that on the two WWFs that he worked on, the welds were broken on this ramp. So I said I would check mine. And that one is okay, but it's a little bit bent out of shape. And this one is broken and bent out of shape. So I think I'm going to Kevin's tomorrow, and I think I will bring this with me and see if he can fix a brother up. Don't forget to clean your spoons. Ooh, that looks a little better. Okay, new skirt is installed. It is one sexy skirt, I gotta say. I did run into a bit of a problem though, but here at Pinball Shenanigans, we resolve problems. And then we break something and then go backwards in our progress. But take a look at this corner of the blue bracket. It's broken. I've run into that before on a different Data East machine. And see that corner? It's broken. And do you see this corner? It is broken. So I think what I'll do is remove the broken pieces and then try and crazy glue them back on. I don't think that will necessarily stand the test of time, but maybe I'll add an additional screw or something to kind of hold the bracket in place. Like, this one doesn't really move. This one's pretty solid. This one is the one that moves the most, so that'll need the most attention. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and deal with that. Okay, I bought a few tubes of this thick gel super glue. All right, thick gel, and it is not gel and not thick whatsoever. It is just your regular old crazy glue. So, lesson learned, don't buy this crap at the dollar store, because the other tubes that I bought that are thick gel are also not thick gel, but I have purchased them from the dollar store before that have been, so I guess it's a bit of a crapshoot which one is actually thick and which is not. So I tried to put on the thin stuff on the bracket there. Hold on. There we go. Tighten that up. I may use it for something else. And I put the piece on right there, and it may or may not hold up. I don't know how well that's gonna hold. But the reason why this bracket moves so much, I don't know if you can see, but somewhere over the rainbow, you can see the other corner is also broken. So not too thrilled about that. I did see in my bucket o' parts that I got something, but let's see if it's got broken corners. Why would it be out of a machine if it wasn't broken, right? That looks to be in good shape. So I think I'm gonna have to perform some bracket surgery here. I think that is just the best way to go about this. Bit of a pain in the butt, but hey, that's pinball sometimes. Okay, I've got the old bracket out. This piece that I glued on here is actually on there pretty good. I put some pretty good pressure on that, and it ain't budging, so that could be a good, in case of emergency, I'll glue the other piece on and save that as a spare. Still need that bracket. And the old skirt, I'll probably replace that. Maybe just clean that up, and get rid of this stuff, or save it just in case of emergency. Got my spring, my screws, and I'll reassemble this guy and see how that goes. All right, the base or body cleaned up nicely. New skirt, there's the old one, and then this piece cleaned up pretty good too. It's got all nice corners, and got my spring. Time to assemble. All right, this bad boy is assembled. It's looking good. I cleaned my spoon. I just removed it like I did the other one. It's all nice. And I'm kind of running out of time, so I will continue this action tomorrow. So you'll have to wait about 1 second. I told you you'd only have to wait a second, but I'm back and I've got this mech installed, all put together again. No broken corners. And changed out the sleeve, cleaned up the spoon. The sleeve is pretty filthy. And there's the old parts. What else? I think I'm done messing with cop bumpers for now. So I should probably clean the third and last spoon over here and change the other two coil sleeves, but don't feel like that right now. I feel like doing more fun stuff. I should probably wrap these up so they don't fall and I lose springs. This is the diverter and this diverter here. They actually seem to be pretty secure. Maybe I don't have to worry about those. So surgery was successful. Oh yeah, maybe I should try and glue that corner at the very least. And let's see how this corner's holding up today. Like, I don't want to smash it too hard, but it's the one I glued. I mean, that's holding pretty good. That is pretty damn good. So, yeah, I guess I'll glue on this other corner, and then I can just use this in case of emergency one day. But I think they are potentially available to purchase. But yeah, so all right, I'm gonna try and do some more fun stuff now, like assembling Playfield, and get my neck out of underneath the Playfield, which is very awkward and, you know, uncomfortable. So moving on to the top side. Okay, I've glued this guy back together again and put it back together. So that was handy to have. Ooh, let's make sure glue isn't, oh shite. I can almost never work with crazy glue without getting some on my fingers. And I can't really start populating this playfield yet because I want to make sure that all my bulbs work first, because these GI lamp sockets are not accessible from underneath. They're like stapled to the underside. They're not screwed. Let's see if I can show you an example somewhere. Yeah, this guy here. See that? You can't change that from underneath very easily. So I want to make sure all the bulbs are working before I start populating the playfield. So all I've done was add in these LEDs, and I could maybe start doing the underside of the playfield too, but I thought now's a good opportunity to start checking all the fuses in my back box, which are just on the PPB board, which is also known as the Playfield power board, nicknamed, what is it called, the power popcorn board, because it gets so hot because of all these resistors. So I am going to check those fuses and those, make sure everybody's happy, and also check the fuse clips. And I've noticed this board has been out before, and it's missing all of its original screws. It's got just 2 red Robertson or green left. So these are some board screws that should work. So, you know, like one little thing at a time, making progress, and won't be the playfield today, but I can do other stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention I did crazy glue the pop bumper bracket. You won't be able to see it, but it's crazy glued, I promise. Okay, I got new board screws, all 6 of them, little gold-headed ones, and matching. And I checked all the fuses. They're all good except 3 out of these 4 were over-fused or over-amped. So I fixed all that. Those guys over there, 8 amps, are good. So I can check that off my list and figure out what I'm going to do next. All right, next order of business, LEDing the playfield inserts. That's about all I got right now, so I'm going to do that. I also dropped off my middle ramp to Kevin earlier today, and probably will have it back by tonight. And we can check on the repair and those welds. So, LED time. All right, machine is fully LED'd, unless I missed 1 or 2, which is very possible. Not the flashers though, because I don't like being blinded when I am playing, and I never do the flashers. So there's 1 flasher missing here, and before I put in a flasher, I'm going to make sure that this wasn't removed for a reason, as in possibly blowing a fuse. So once I get my circuit boards back, I can test that out. Oh, look what I found. 1 more. And I can also actually see what the LEDs look like. Color match my reds. And for white inserts, I use white. For blue, I use blue. Green, I use green. For any yellow and orange inserts, for the most part, There we go. I'll use warm white. So these guys here for all orange and yellow. For top side, if I have an orange or yellow, then I will use these guys, as in the case of here. That will be one of those. I won't use a warm white there in that case. And you can see what that looks like here. So that's about it for tonight. I'm going to wrap up this video and see what I can do next time. So we'll keep on plugging away. Thanks for watching.